Hey everybody, welcome back again to Ken Tamplin Vocal Academy, where the proof is in the singing. I am continuing this amazing series where I'm taking isolated vocal tracks, or stems as they're called, a cappella vocals, solo vocals, they're called by many things, of the most epic pieces of music in all of pop and rock history. And next up is Boston. The song's called Foreplay or Long Time. I'm going to start it at the vocal section, but I've got some really cool surprises coming up like I always try to do. And anyway, I want to announce I have a singing course. The course is called How to Sing Better Than Anyone Else. You can find it right here at KenTamplinVocalAcademy.com, where I have a free singing forum over there as well for you guys that want to learn how to sing. Intermediate singer, advanced singer, you name it. We talk about how these singers got to these great places in hopes to help you get to great places for singing as well. So I'm going to dive right in. Singers Brad Delp, again, band Boston, Foreplay or Long Time, and we're just going to hit it up. Here we go.
It's been such a long time, I think I should be going, yeah. And time doesn't wait for me, it keeps on rolling.
Cool. Now, since we know this track so well, or we should, as many times as we heard it on the radio for 30 some odd years, 40 years, right? More than that. Yeah, way a long time. There are a few things I want to point out that I'm not trying to be nitpicky. I just never noticed them before, okay? And not that they're even that big of being noticeable, because Scholes was known for not letting too many things slip by, and his production acumen was off the charts. I mean, he really went at the meticulousness of making sure everything was exactly the way he wanted it. So what I want to do is I'm going to point out some small things along the way, and then some things I just flat out never noticed. So first off, if you listen to the opening line,
it's been such a long time, I think I should be going, yeah.
He's singing really like, long time, I think I should be going, yeah. He's kind of barely singing, and I've always thought of this song, da 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 da, you know, like the kind of big, almost Kansas-like progressive song. So he's really easy on the sound. He's definitely double-tracked the vocals. You can hear at least two voices going on. I was surprised because I thought I remembered more singing effects in the track, and it's really just that it's double track with a little bit of reverb and delay, but he's also got a little bit of pitch things that are not as spot on as I'd remembered it. Let me show you.
It's been such a long time, I think I should be going,
and he's not doing that. Check it out.
I think I should be going.
It's kind of pitchy. Never noticed that. Of course, there's so much band going on and stuff, and this is picky uni crap, guys, but it just was interesting to me, so I wanted to point it out along the way because there's a lot of cool stuff coming up. Check it out.
Going, yeah. And time doesn't wait for me, it keeps on rolling.
Same thing. It keeps on. I know it's supposed to be. It keeps on. I think it's supposed to be the. It keeps on rolling. Not it keeps on. Right? So I've sung this wrong for a lot of years. I used to think it keeps on rolling, but it's it keeps on. Right? I think that's the note he's going after. Now this is picky uni stuff, guys, but I know of you singers out there that have sung this song a lot, and I have over the years quite a few times. I was surprised at that. So check it out.
Yeah. And time doesn't wait for me, it keeps on rolling.
See? Keeps. And at the end, he always kind of, hey, he kind of like trails off his vocal on almost every one of these. It's hard to do that. Now, do you hear kind of the imperfection in the voice there? He's not really holding on to the note that great. Check it out.
On a distant highway.
But we get this because where's that track? I think it's one of these guys here. I think is there's a harmony that goes on top of this.
Sail on a distant highway, yeah.
Now, unfortunately, the track that I have to use from all these stems that I've got, it has organ and background vocals on it, so you hear the organ too. But the background vocals covers up the flatness of that original track. So here he fluctuates in the reverb, kind of interesting.
Distant house.
Does that mean there's still hope for you and me? Just saying. Here we go.
I've got to keep.
Now check it out, the imperfection. I've got to. He's not that precise on it. Listen, watch.
Yeah. I've got to keep on chasing.
See, I've got to keep on chasing. This is before the age of auto-tune, so he didn't get to punch that. And I can only imagine Tom Scholz probably made him do this a lot of times. So I was surprised at the little bit of pitchiness going into this section. By the way, I'm saying that because I guess I just expected absolute, flawless, meticulous Tom Scholz fashion perfection. And there's some carbuncles which are kind of interesting.
I've got to keep on chasing a dream. I've got to.
See, even dream is a little flat. Check it out one more time. I know I'm being picky. That's what I'm here for.
I've got to keep on chasing a dream. I've got to be on my way.
And by the way, you can hear but keep on chasing a dream. You can hear a definite punch, and then he goes into the next section. Check it out.
I've got to keep on chasing a dream. I've got to be on my way. Wish there was something I could say.
Kind of pitchy. Something I could say. Listen how pitchy this is. It's like, what a trap. I never noticed this.
I've got to be on my way. Wish there was something I could say.
Gang, it's full on flat, straight up. All right, let's move to the next section. It's a masterpiece. It's withstood 40 years of crazy radio airplay. It's amazing, definitely. But it's interesting to see that we're not perfect. This is imperfection. It's putting humanity on this stuff, guys. It's really cool.
I'm just moving on. You'll forget about me after I've been gone.
I love his vibrato.
I don't want no more. It's just outside of your front door.
Hear the fluctuating vibrato at the end of it? Just outside of your front door. Check it out. Watch this.
Just outside of your front door. Ah, yeah. It's been such a long time. It's been such a long time.
Now that's a kind of an interesting blues. It's whatever it is. It's not a typical blues lick. Check it out.
Long time.
I guess is what it is, right? All right, here we go. We're gonna continue. Here we go.
Well, I get so lonely when
Yeah, so lonely.
when I am without you. But in my mind, deep in my mind, I can't forget about.
By the way, his transitions, here I'm talking smack about all the stuff that he didn't do. I should be talking praise about all the stuff he's doing right. Shame on me. Because, like, these transitions, let me show you something.
But in my mind, deep in my
Mind deep in my mind. Like, he's going in and out of chest mixed voice just flawlessly. So for whatever little minutia, tiny, ridiculous, meticulous, imperfections I may be pointing out, the 99.9% of the track is awesome and his singing is awesome. So I guess, like I said, I just expected 110% perfection. Was just surprised to hear some of this stuff. So,
But in my mind, deep in my mind, I can't forget about you. Oh, good times and faces that remind me, yeah. I'm trying to forget your name and leave it all behind me.
now, if you guys have ever noticed, I know that a lot of people have chimed in on this and weighed in on the fact that the studio stuff was predominantly all studio production. And when you heard him do it live, most of the stuff was falsetto and head voice. And I challenge you guys to go check out some of the live stuff, Boston live stuff, because you're going to see what I'm saying. So a lot of this stuff was punched a line at a time and really done over and over again. And I guess that's another reason for my expecting the absolute consummate perfection rather than just kind of, okay, it's covered up here and there's so much other production going on. It hides a lot of stuff. And the track itself, remember we've talked about this, sometimes the track could be a little more docile and laid back and the vocal is doing a lot of the heavy lifting, or it could be that the vocal is laid back and the track or the instrumentation is doing the heavy lifting for the energy. And this is certainly the case here for the most part, where the track is doing all the work and he's able to just kind of lay way back on the sound. So I think that's interesting. We'll go through that too as I call up some of the track, because I have all the stems of the track too. So
you're coming back to find me.
Kind of weird. Instead, find me. Right? He doesn't taper off those notes that clean, to be honest, straight up.
I'm just moving on. You'll forget about me after I've
Good
been
tone.
gone.
Found me.
I don't want no more. It's just outside of your front door. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
See, yeah. That's a great transition. Try that. Just do it with and you can hear him throw a little H in to keep his throat open to get to that head voice sound to make him sound like he's pulling chest up into that sound, and he's not. He's in head voice. Is what he's doing, right? And so I cover this all in my singing course when I talk all about head voice and mixed voice and show you guys exactly how to do that. In fact, guys, I did More Than a Feeling. I'm going to put that in the description. You can see how I did. And I'm getting ready to do a couple more Boston tunes with a couple other students. So hang tough. I did one with Sarah Loera, and I think we released. So I'll put whatever Boston stuff I've done. I think I've done 3 Boston tunes. I'll put those in the description because I think I did something else, a rock and roll band. I did that. But we'll put that in. You can check it out, see how I did. But anyway, let's continue.
Hey, it's been such a long time. It's been such a long time.
Right? Cool transition, man. All right, let's see. I think that might be it. Nope, there's a couple more here. Here we go. Hey! Right? Cool. All right, let's move it up a little bit.
It's been such a long time. I think I should be going, yeah. And time doesn't wait for me. It keeps on rolling. There's a long road I've got to stay in time with, yeah. I've got to keep on chasing that dream, though I may never find it.
Beautiful tone, beautiful, smooth, velvety tone.
I'm always just behind it.
Kind of pitchy. Always just behind it, behind it.
It's just behind it.
Pretty flat, surprisingly flat.
I'm just moving on. Just moving on.
You hear that punch? Moving on.
Just moving on. Just taking my time. Yeah.
And then there's a little pitchy going in there too. It was kind of slid it up there, so I guess it's all right, right?
Oh, you know I want to get on home. Downtown, now stop. Just taking my time. Oh, just taking my time. Oh, it's just outside of your front door.
Yes, outside of your front door. little jazzy there, right? All right, cool. Now I want to back this up because I want to show what I was talking about the energy. So most of the energy is being created by the band. That's the first thing. Second thing is, like I said, I had no idea that he was that laid back and that he tapered off his vocals that became kind of pitchy. So that's another thing. Then in addition to that, the harmonies cover up so much stuff. So let's go here. I'm gonna put the track in, and I want to point out some other things about the instruments along the way that I think you'll appreciate. Here we go.
It's been such a long time. I think I should be going, yeah. And time doesn't wait for me. It keeps on rolling. Sail on the distant highway, yeah.
Now, on that sail on, I always thought that the sail on, I used to think it goes up, but it's actually the guitar part covering for the harmony, right? So if we go to the guitar part, I want you to check out these guitars, man. They sound so cool. Check this out. So see, so the guitar parts are in a harmony. There are several harmonies going on, and it makes it sound like that's part of the background vocals. Now, Tom Scholz did that a lot, and we know that like for More Than a Feeling and some other things that he's done that with. The other thing too is the guitar tone is like it sounds like a Marshall with a really cool, distorted Marshall. Looks like a Jose Arredondo or something. You like kind of did Eddie stuff, but with a Crybaby Wah pedal cracked off about half to 3/4 of the way back to give that the real kind of sound, which is really cool. Now, let's listen to some of these other parts here alone. And I want to point something else out that I never knew. I got to show you something very interesting. Those transitions are a little sloppy. If you go back and listen to some of the bass stuff, now it's cool because it's all quarter note stuff, but it's not that rock solid. It's like, that's solid. Now this is kind of reminds me a lot of Foreigner, like, I would climb any mountain, sail across the stormy sea. Right, it's got that exact same vibe as Foreigner. That's why I said there's like a lot of Foreigner in this. Some Kansas on the progressive side, some Foreigner in there. I thought that's really interesting too, right? Let me go to some fills here. Just real simple, man. There's like nothing to it. That's cool, right? Interesting. I'm gonna let this play all the way to the end here. It's almost done. That was nice. Okay, now, a couple things is you can tell he can play because when he goes to a riff, it's not sloppy at all. So maybe I misspoke. Maybe my bad. Maybe I should have listened a little closer. I haven't really gone through with a microscope to check those tracks out, but that's pretty cool. Now, something else I never noticed about the track. You guys are not going to believe this. Maybe you will believe this. Check this out. Through the whole entire song, this is going on. Listen to this. No joke. Check this out.
It's been such a long time. I think I should be going.
Isn't that a trip?
The time doesn't wait for me. It keeps on rolling.
Let me put it in the track.
Sail on the distant highway, yeah. I've got to keep on chasing a dream. I've got to be on my way. Instead of something I can say.
Isn't that interesting? Did you guys know that? I had no idea. I knew that there were parts where they brought in, they're like, rock and roll band, everybody's playing, getting great, participate in love music, yeah. Wow, we we're just another band out of Boston. Wah! And they'd have this like, live audience track. I had no idea they were running this audience track. And when I went to go back and listen to it, I went, wow, what a trip. Now, I've shown you guys some really cool production things that you've seen along the way, but this one I just never knew was in there. So here we go again. Check this out. Anyway, gang, hopefully you enjoyed this as much as I did. I've got a lot more coming your way, and this just has been a blast for me. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Don't forget I have a singing course called How to Sing Better Than Anyone Else. We dissect all the stuff. Just like we're dissecting here, we dissect the singing, so I can help show you how we got to all these places vocally to help you get, not just to sound like your favorite artist, but to grab what you love about other artists and bring that into your own toolbox for singing to help make you great. Okay? Until next time, gang, God bless you. Peace out.